Hi, in this video I will go through those most complex parts of this pattern, Mina the mermaid. We will go through step by step on the most complex part, but you need to have the pattern next to you to be able to do them together with me. So let's start with how to attach the thumb together with the hand. So we have the hand here, and I did the thumb here. So what I will do now is to remove this stitch marker. So this is how we start a new round. You take the thumb, and then you will insert the hook across 2 stitches that is opposite of each other. So if you flatten the thumb, you will see those are opposite to each other. So insert through 2 stitches and then into the next stitch of the hand, and this one. So now you have all 3 stitches that you insert a hook into. And now you just yarn over, pull through all the stitches and do a single crochet. And you do the same for the other one. So 1, 2 stitches and then into the next one and do a single crochet. And then you continue. Make sure that you take in the correct stitch and not the same as you did the thumb, and then you do end the round like this. So, and before I continue with my next, I want to hide this tail that came from the thumb. And do it with a scissor. I take this gently with the scissor and then just push it in here. And now I just continue doing the arm. So it will look like this. Okay, so now I will show you how to do this edge where the top shirt starts. On the body you are at around 15. So I will do a simple color change to the top shirt color. And now I will do slip stitch on the front loops. Don't crochet it too tight, because then it will be hard to crochet on them on the next round. So keep it a little bit loose and don't do it too tight. So now I did the whole round with slip stitches on the front loop only. It will look like this on the inside. So you see the stitches from the previous round, the skin tone color, and then the green. It's hard to show these colors, but now you will crochet again on the same, but you will crochet on the back loop of the slip stitch, on the front loop of the previous round, and the skin tone color. So it will be this one. So these 2 together, you will do a single crochet. It can be a little bit hard to pick this up, these stitches, so do it slow and maybe help with your nail so you get this both loops, and then you continue like this according to the pattern. And according to pattern, I would do 2 single crochet and then 1 increase, so it will be the same loops. So the back loop of the slip stitches and the front loop of the previous round, the other color, the skin color, and then single crochet like this. And it will look like this. In the end result, it will have a nice edge. Then only working in the back loops or only front loops, then it will be different. Here you get this kind of, this is from the slip stitches, these loops that are visible here. And it has a nice edge. So now I'm done with this round, and now I just continue crochet on these stitches as usual, according to the pattern. So now it's time to attach the arms to the body, and I would recommend to have wire, because then you can adjust the mermaid as you want, and you can get better balance for her to sit by herself by putting the arm so she can lean on it a little bit more better, and the head will not be wobbly. If you don't put anything on the neck, it can fall down after a while because the yarn will lose its tension after a while. So I have this kind of wire from the arm up here, and then it goes like a ring here and then down to the arm. So now I can adjust the arm as I want, but also the head if I want her to lean down a little bit more or go up. It's more steady like that. And I'm using this kind of wire. It's a solder wire, and it's very easy. You can see how easy it is for me to do, but very stiff. It's like very stiff, but easy to adjust. This is the thing that you when you do electric stuff, you heat it up and it melts and it comes like this kind of drops of metal, and that's, you can probably find it in the hardware stores. I bought mine from Bauhaus, so if you have something similar from your country, you will probably find something similar. Very good to have when you do crochet dolls. You should have this kind of grip, also easier to adjust. If you don't have, maybe you have to use your hands, but this one is very good when you attach and you want to pull the needle if it's very hard to take with hands. So great tool to have next to you. So you have your arms and you have the body that you did up to around 20. It looks like this. Now we will, I will first decide which one will be right hand, left hand. This looks like a right hand and this looks like a left hand. So I take this, I don't need to cut right now. I just take the end and I fold this so it not too pointy here. So it's not, if I not doing this, then it will be very sharp and it can go through the stitches. But when I round this edge or this end, it will not be coming out from the arm. So now I insert this one inside the arm all the way to the end. And now I can actually fold here. And now I will do the neck. So I will see where the middle of the where the neck will be. So we're here. So here, this one I can just pull like this, and then neck will not be that big. So I will fold it here, and then I will do some kind of circle for the head. And here I will then go down. Not too big ring. So try to keep it not so big. Yeah, it's fine. If you did too big, then you can just redo it. The wire is not damaged just because you redo it. That's the good thing with this solder wire. It's very easy to adjust and go back. Okay. Before I cut, I need to measure where the arm will end. I'll place it like this here, but I take 1 centimeter more because I will, like the other end, I will fold it. So I will cut it here, I think. I'm using a normal scissor here, but it should be a thick and strong one, or you use one for that is for metallic. But if you have a solder wire, it's easy to cut also. And now I will bend this so it's more rounded. Squeeze so it comes into the hand, the arm. And then insert into the arm. Just making sure that thumbs are and then bend here so it looks like this. And this will be now attached to the body. So the body, I start with 1 single crochet, and now I will take the arms with the wire. It will be a little bit unusual to crochet together with this big wire here, but have patience, it will be the best result for the doll. So keep the hook into the stitch here from the body, and now making sure the thumbs are pointing correct. I just to be aware that where the stitch marker is the back of the body. So when I place this, the thumbs should be pointing this direction. And like this, so I take, it will become the first stitch from on the round and the last one. So I insert through 2 stitches opposite of each other, and then into the next stitch of the body. It's good to check carefully so you don't take the same as the previous one. This one. And then in single crochet. Now the second stitch of the arm you put in the next one, but now you will see, I went on the other side of the wire. So now I will do on back side here. And since it's 7 stitches on the arm, you need to skip 1 stitch and do that on the inside so it's not visible outside. So you see, I just took what is comfortable in to push insert the hook into. So now I have through 2 stitches of the arm and the wire on the other side. And now into the next, and that is this one. And then a single crochet. And then I do the last stitch on the arm, cross 2 stitches here. It can be anyhow, but you have to do the third one like this. So now you have crochet the arm into the body. So it's 3 single crochet, but one you will skip on the inside here on the arm. And then you continue on the body. And here I will do 10. And now I will continue on the next, do the same on the next one, making sure the thumbs are correct, flatten them, and then I will pick 2. When you pick the first one, it is the 2 stitches next to each other, and then next one here. And single crochet, and then you do the same next stitch, single crochet, now you will go to the other side of the wire on the last third one. So the third one, and then you skip 1 stitch on the back side here, other side of the wire, and then in the next stitch, this one, and then a single crochet here. This one from the where you fasten off the arm, you can just hide inside the body. When you do next round, they will not be visible and sticking out. So same thing as the other arm, first arm. You do 2 here on this side of the wire, and then third one you do other side of the wire, but you at the same time skip 1 stitch on the arm, and then you continue on the body, and this is the back side of the body. And here you do 11 single crochet. And then you just continue as the pattern say. And you can still fill stuffing here, but you will continue and crochet it round so it goes up here in the neck, and then you do the head so it will look like this. It will be maybe a little bit uncomfortable to have the wire, but you will get used to it. It is not that hard. Probably maybe in the neck a little bit, but it's just to have patience. Okay, so now I will show how to do decreases in back loops. So you insert the hook into the next stitch back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you insert in the next one back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. So it looks like you have 3 loops now. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And as you can see, I now did in the back loops, but I did it for 2 stitches. Into the next back loop, pull up a loop, next one, pull up a loop, so you have 3 on the hook, yarn over, through, pull through all 3. Now I will show you how to do the top sleeve. It is these ones, and they will be worked both in slip stitches and single crochet, and it will look like this in the end. So they are like shaped a little bit like a seashell. So start by doing a magic ring. And I always put this one up here. So we will not close the ring. We will work some stitches inside the ring, so it will we will keep it open all the time. So if you feel more comfortable, make it big, so you can work with it. So we start by doing 6 chains. 6, and then we work it back in on this chain by first we will skip the first chain and do it on the second. So it's the second chain from the hook, so not the first, the second. We will do a single crochet, so we will do 5 totally. So now we will make 1 slip stitch inside the ring. So you insert the hook into this ring, grab the yarn, and then slip it through the loop. Now we first row is done. So now we turn, and you will now crochet in this single crochets. So you will skip this slip stitch you did and do your first one in the first single crochet. From now, work only in back loops. So back loop, I will insert the hook, and now I will do a slip stitch. So I will do 5 slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is important to count because sometimes it's very easy to miss the last one. So now I did 5 slip stitch, and I will go to the next row that begins with 2 chain. I will turn, and I will start in the second chain from the hook. So not the first one, the second. And here I would start with doing a single crochet, 6 in total, all in the back loop. Three, 4, 5, 6, and we end this row by a slip stitch in the ring. So you see that the ring is correct, and it's the 2 threads here that I will go through and grab the yarn, go through the ring in the loop. Now I did a slip stitch. Then you turn it, and now you will skip the first slip stitch here, and you will start on the second stitch. And here you're doing you do now slip stitches, totally 6. 1, 2, 3, and so on. So it's slip stitch on this direction, and then you turn, and then you do single crochets, and it continues like that. So it's important to know that you're doing the last slip stitch inside the ring, and when you turn, you will not work in that stitch. You will do it on the base, and continue like this till we come to the end of this top sleeve. So it's to row 11, and in the last rows there you will skip the last stitch and then turn, and then you so you just to reduce so it goes down. Okay, so after row 11 I will show you how to move forward. So now I have done all the 11 rows. So the last thing I did was a slip stitch in the ring, and now I will close the ring. So make a big loop from your last stitch so you don't lose it, and then you will drag this and close the ring. And one trick is to hold here a little bit and then pull this thread. So it closes like this, tight. And then you take the loop from the last stitch, make a chain, you can say, fast enough, cut, take a long one so you can attach it to the body and pull it through, and then tighten up a little bit. So, and now what I do is I always tie these tails together with a double knot. And then I will wave in this short one on the back side. So the back side looks like this. So it's you can see it's like the back side of the single crochet, and on the front, the one that will face out, you can see the slip stitches on the surface. So this is the out, and this is the inside, the back side. So it will look like this, and this one will then be attached to the doll's shoulder along the edge of the top. So you would attach it here like this, in the correct color, of course. Okay. So now I will show you how to do the upper tail, and this is this part that we will do. So you already did the lower tail, the tail tip, and now we will start by doing this part. So this part is done in two ways, two parts you can say. So you start by doing without the button, and then up to here, and then you combine these two and together, crochet them, and then you go back and do the bottom of this part here. And then the last part is to add this edge on the tail. So you start by doing 32 chain. So what I do now is to make sure that it's not twisted, and then I bend a little bit like this, and then insert on the first chain. Then I take the yarn and pull through both loops like this. So I did like a slip stitch. And what I usually do is now is I do just a chain, and then I crochet in the same where I insert the hook first time. So in the first chain you can say, and do a single crochet, and then I continue like this. But I will skip the chain, so I will not work in the chain again, so it's not just there. That's why it's very important to keep track how many stitches you're making. So I always put a stitch marker in the first single crochet I did. So then I can count backwards and see that I did 32 single crochet. When I'm in the end, I usually stop somewhere. I think it's in the end, and then I count that I have 32 stitches totally. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31. The last one, 32. Now I did 32. So now I will do next stitch where the stitch marker is. That's the first one. So this is the next row now. Then I just continue like this. And I always have my stitch marker in the last stitch. And then I continue follow the pattern. So do the 2 row 3. So now I did 3 rounds. I did a row 3. Now I will do row 4. So I will begin with 16 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I will skip 16 stitches. 5, 10, 15, 16. On the 17, I will start on the front loop and do a single crochet here. And then according to the pattern, I will do 7 single crochet, 1 decrease, and 7 single crochet. And I will do all these in the front loop. 4, 5, 6, 7, and I the crease. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So round 5, I will now crochet on the chain, but to get a nice edge I will crochet on the back bumps, and that is the back side of the chain. So here is the front, and if I flip it, you see there are small bumps sticks out, and you will crochet on these ones. The best way to do it is, because it's going to be 16, since you have 16 chain, is to count from the back 16, so you know where to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I will start here. And this bump is hardly visible. So that's why it's good to count backwards to see where you will start. And it was like this one. And then you crochet on the bumps here on this one. And they're a little bit tricky sometimes to insert the hook into, so take the help with your nails. It is only 16 you will do, and then it's over. So 2, if it's too hard for you to work on these bumps, then just crochet in on the chain as an ordinary stitch, like on the back loop of the chain. Just that you will not get the same edge, and it will be maybe a small line here on the, so it's here you can see already that it's a little bit visible, but it will be even more visible if you do a normal stitch on the chain. If you crochet on the back loops instead of the bumps on the back side. So now I did all the 16 single crochet on the chain on the back bumps. The last one can be a little bit tricky, with a little bit patient and with help with your nail you can probably get it. So now 14 single crochet, and the first one is this one. It's a little bit hidden here, a little bit tight, but it is the first one here. And very tricky to insert. So now I will do 14 single crochet on the front loops. (13, 14), and as you can see, the last stitch, the 15th stitch, will be skipped. That will be counted on the next round. So I will move the stitch marker to this 14th single crochet I did. So this is your new end, and that is because we need to do a decrease on the next round. So continue according to the pattern, and half of the round, approximately half, will be crocheted in front loops, and that is because I want to get this that the tail is bended here, and it becomes more easier when it's front loops. So it's only up to around 9, and then you crochet on the same loops. So crochet up to round 14, and I see you then. So now I have done to round 14, and it will look like this. So you have the front loops, as you can see the back loops showing on the back side here, but only up to 9, and then you start to crochet on the both loops. So now we will combine this upper tail with the nail tip. So we start with 9 single crochet on the upper tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we will add this one, and we will count that the 4th stitch from where you fasten off, the last stitch. So it's you will skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and here you will crochet the next one on the 4th. So here you just do a single crochet, and then you continue on the nail tip and do 11 here. No, sorry, 16. 3, 4, 15, 16 on the last stitch. Now you will go back to the upper tail, and here you will also skip the 3 next one. So it's 1, 2, 3, and here you will work in the 4th one and do a single crochet like this, and then you continue and end the round. And before I continue, I will sew this opening together. So I take the tail that came from the tail tip when you fasten off, and then I sew these stitches together here. And then before I close up, I leave a loop, and then I insert the nail into it and then tighten up. So I do a knot, and then I can do one more just to secure it. Before you close the loop, just insert the needle into it and then tighten. Now you can cut so it's not so long, and you can just put it inside the nail tail. Now we will continue as according to the pattern, and you will crochet now around here and close up, so it will be this part. Now I have closed up here. I put some filling inside so it's more easier to close the hole here. So now we will do the bottom of the tail, this part here. And you will start from here and then you will go crochet around here and close up. And this is the, remember we did the back bumps, so now you can get this edge where you can see 2 loops like a normal stitch, and this is where we will insert the hook into the 2 loops here. And it was 16 chain, so it will be 16 single crochet. So here is good to count where it starts. So we count from backwards, and the 16 was a little bit hidden here, so I think it's this one. So 5, 10, 15, and here is the 16 on this weird stitch here, but it doesn't matter, just so you start on correct one. From here you would now do 16 a single crochet. I start with a standing stitch like a chain, and then I insert in the same and do my first one, and then second one. And I, you know, the tail that I start with, I'm trying to crochet it in on the first single crochet, so it's not bothering me. So make sure you insert it into the 2 loops that you see. And they're quite tight. So have a little bit patient that it's not super easy to crochet into these ones. But make sure you have 16 in total. Now I did 16 single crochet on the other side of this chain. And now I will continue. So next stitch is here, this one. But in here, between this one and the last one I did here, I will now do 3 single crochet in the same hole, same place. So I just pick a place in the middle of this piece. Let's redo this because it's not so good to pick the big hole here, otherwise it will be so visible. So try to keep something here, not the big hole. And then you do 3 single crochet in the same. This would be the like the corner. And now you're back to the base, and here you would do 16, and just to double check that it is 16 here. 15, 16. Yeah, so this one is the first. So here I do 16, 2, 3, 15, 16. Here is the first one you did, and here's the last one, and now you will do 3 in between here. So don't pick this big hole here, pick somewhere here maybe. 1, 2, 3. So now I did 3 here, and now I will continue on the next round, and this is the first one. And here we start with the crease. Oops. mark the last one, and then continue according to the pattern here, up here, and this will also end a little bit earlier, so you will have one stitch left, but you will end it here. So this stitch marker will be moved one stitch earlier, and this will be the last one. And then you just continue crochet to the end of the round. So now I did the last round, and I will now fasten off, and I will just pull the yarn through the last loop. And now I will close this, and the usual always that you have 6 stitches left and then you close, but here you have 12, so that's why it's very important to close the ring very tightly. So I just with the needle pull the yarn through all the 12 front loops. And then I pull tight as I can, so it doesn't leave a hole. And then I insert the needle in here, and on the inside I will now make some kind of knot, just so it doesn't move. So I insert the needle into the stitches that is on the surface. It should not be visible here, but just a little bit on the surface. And I do this kind of knot. Maybe one more, just to be super sure that it will not move. And then just cut the yarn and hide it inside. So nice. Now we will do the edge of this, meaning that we will now do single crochets on the top here, so you don't have this kind of chain top. So I will start on the back. It doesn't matter which stitch. Back is better, so it's not visible on the front. So I do a standing stitch like a chain, and then only in the same I will just do a single crochet. And then I will take this yarn tail and crochet it inside the stitches. Just on the 4 or 5 first ones. So what I will also do is that on the corners I will do a single crochet 2 together. So I will pick which corner. Here looks a little bit weird here, so this one will be single crochet 2 together, and maybe here. And just to make the corners a little bit more tighter. So single crochet, and then when you come to these corners or sides, then you do you insert the hook, pull up the yarn over and pull up a loop, and then you insert in the next one, pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through. Now you did a single crochet 2 together, and then you continue with the single crochet to the next side. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert the hook in next one, yarn over, pull over. Now you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then to the end of this round. And here you do a slip stitch into the first single crochet you did. Leave a long tail, because this one you will attach to the body, and pull through. So this one you will use when you sew the body. And now we will do the edge, this nice edge, and I will use white in mine. So what I will do now is I will try to measure where is the middle. So I flatten here, and I'm thinking like the 2 middle stitches, and it feels like these 2 are the one in the middle. So I will start not on the right one, on the left one. Here I will start. And I will do a standing stitch like this. Now I don't need to crochet in this tail. I will knot it. I will do a knot when I'm finished the round. So I did a standing stitch. So in the next stitch I will do a single crochet. Next one. And now I will do double crochet, first increase, like a double one, double crochet, and then a single one, double crochet. So it's double crochet increase, and then double crochet, and then I continue like this all the way to the 2. I have 2 stitches left. It doesn't matter how many you end up doing, it's just the edge, so you don't need to count. Just stop when you're 2 left. So now I have 2 left. This one that you will attach the body, it doesn't matter if it's inside or outside, so don't care about where it will end up. Okay, so 2 last one. So here I will do now a single crochet, and on the last one I do a slip stitch. I cut the yarn, pull through. Now I will insert the hook in from inside in the first stitch that I did, like on the pink here. I take the yarn and pull it through this stitch, so this yarn tail will come into the inside. And now I will tie these yarn tails together with a double knot or triple knot, and then I hide these ones in the inside or cut them. So it looks like this. So now the tail is done. So now it's time to attach the hair. And this is the result from the hair that I did, with bangs and then long ones. The end result will look like this. And I will glue the hair. So, but you can sew it with needle, but it's just going to take more time. But gluing is a little bit easy way to do it quick and with no hurting fingers. So I placed the hair on top of the head, and I use these long ones that are in between the bangs as my guidance, how centered it should be. And then I use these bangs to know where to place it here. So I will place it more back, so the bangs doesn't touch the eyes. Maybe somewhere here. When I'm happy, I will take some pins. It's good to have many pins. You need anyway a pin at least for each strand. And then I take these two long ones, place them where I want them to be placed. So a little bit from here, and then one pin on each of these. And then I will do the bangs. So what I will do now is I will place them how I want them. And after that I will glue them one by one. Why I don't glue it now is because maybe I regret, I want to place it a little bit different. So I do this first. And then place the last ones one by one, or two with one pin. And as you can see, this is the right side. The back side looks like this. The right side is, in my opinion, more beautiful. But it's a matter of personal opinion. And it fit perfect. And if it wasn't, then it's okay to have some strands above the other strands here in the back. But it's no worries to have. And if you have too much open, then try to redo them by moving a little bit, so it doesn't show any opening here. So you will use textile glue. Don't use any super glue or anything like that. Textile glue is best. Maybe it's not as good as a super glue, but super glue is quite toxic. So textile glue is it's good. I mean, I did with this one and it doesn't come up. And if it was coming up, and then you use glue, put new glue. And what is good with this one is it is white when you glue it, but when it dries, it's transparent. First, I will attach the top. And why I don't glue the top is because, as I mentioned, you cannot trust glue completely, 100%. That's why it's good to have something that is attached with needle. So if some strand comes up, this hair is still there. So it's here is just to attach the top. And it doesn't need to be like super carefully, like just to attach it so it stays on the head. It's fine with one round, but if you want to go for more careful, then that's fine too. This is okay for me. Now the head is attached and it will not come up. This is where this tool comes in hand. So this one I can take off. So now I will start to glue, and I will start with the bangs. And I will start with those. So I start with these ones and glue them one by one. Oops. Try to take all the way to the top. And then you place the pin to keep it there till it dries. Trying to avoid to get glue on the fingers, but if you get, it's not that. It's textile glue, so it's not. It's easy to wash off. And then I'll continue with these ones. I will take off all of them. But I start with this one. And here, when you do the bangs, put the glue on the hair strands and not on the head, because then you have more control over where you will place them. Even if this glue is transparent, it might show something if you're coming outside, if it's come outside the head. So it's better to do them one by one and on the back side of the strand. Look, now I messed up a little bit here. No, it's fine. and stretch the strands so it looks nice. And now I do 1, 2 of the long ones, one by one. Oh no, I got a little bit here. That's not. If you're afraid of getting too much glue, then you can use some kind of pens, brush or something for painting. Or like a toothpick, and apply the glue with the toothpick instead of directly from the bottom. If you're afraid that it will come too much, or if your bottle is very bad and doesn't have this kind of pipe. So now when you come to the last ones, here I usually put the glue directly on the, did I glue this one? No. And directly on the head, because now it's the back side. Now it's not so important to do them one by one, but anyway, do them on the side. So when you do like this, it's best to do on side ones first, and then you go like sideways to the back head. So you do the back strands last. And then you just continue like this and pin them one by one. So the last ones. And I pin them, press a little bit, and then I let this here be here for some hours, just to make sure that it dries completely. And then it's done. Then we are done with the mermaid. So if there are any questions, don't be afraid to just ask me here in YouTube or directly on my Instagram, Handmade by Halime. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!